If you've ever looked at the Redwing Classic Moc and thought, I love that look, but I wish it had a little bit more grip, a little more edge, and maybe even a little more attitude, then the Roughneck might just be your answer. This boot is everything you love about Redwing. It has handcrafted quality, heritage styling, and that American durability, but with a tougher, more rugged sole on it. But is it really the perfect all-terrain version of the Classic Moc? Or is it just a heavier, pricier alternative? Let's find out. Welcome to Stray Reviews. I'm Lee, and I'm here to help you find the best men's lifestyle gear and apparel. And today, I'm reviewing the Redwing Heritage Roughneck boot. The one I have here is the Roughneck 8146, and it is part of Redwing's Heritage Collection, and it's modeled after the classic work boots from the early 20th century. It features a mock toe design built on the exact same last as the Classic Mocs, and the pair that I have is made from a Briar oil slick leather, which is a deep, rich red-brown leather that lightens and darkens around the contours of the boot, giving it incredible depth and character right out of the box. This leather is oil tanned at Redwing's own SB Foot Tanning Company and is going to be a durable, water-resistant leather, and it's going to develop a beautiful patina over time. These are made with Goodyear welt construction, so they can also be resoled and should easily last you for decades if you take care of these things properly. Underfoot, you've got a Vibram TC4 Plus lug sole, and that is a sole that's actually designed for industrial use and is a big departure from the old wedge sole used in the Classic Moc. The Vibram sole provides aggressive traction for wet, muddy, and even icy conditions, making it a pretty winter-ready boot. Inside, the boot is unlined except for the smooth leather in the toe box, and you'll find a leather insole that's going to mold to your foot over time as well. These have nickel eyelets for lacing and a rolled collar that's going to take a little bit of time to break in, or at least that's been my experience. These boots are made in Redwing, Minnesota, and they retail for about $330. If you'd like to take a closer look at the Redwing Roughneck boot, I'll leave a link down in the description below. All right, let's start off with the good of the Redwing Roughneck. First of all, this Briar oil slick leather is absolutely gorgeous. This was my first pair of Redwings in this color, and now I'm just kind of wondering why I waited so long. This deep reddish brown hue, it changes and it shifts depending on the light, and it just always looks great. The contrast white stitching really pops against it, and together it gives off a perfect mix of ruggedness, and I'm just going to call it casual refinement. The craftsmanship is, as always with Redwing, it's spot on. Every stitch, every welt, every seam, it just feels intentional and it feels built to last. There's something really about Redwing's production that gives these boots character, and it's a character that you can kind of see it and you can also feel it when you wear them. Compared to the Classic Moc, the Vibram lug sole gives the Roughneck, I think, like a different personality. The black lug sole not only gives you much better traction in rain and snow and ice, but I think it also dresses them up just a little bit better than the wedge sole does. It's still a casual boot, don't mistake me, but I feel like it gives you and gives myself more options. A lot of you have let me know that you've had to have your Classic Mocs resoled, sometimes multiple times, because that traction tread sole wore down quickly on you. And I'm pretty confident that these are going to last a lot longer. Fit-wise, I took my normal Brannock size of 10 and it's spot on. If you've worn Classic Mocs, these are going to feel very similar underfoot. They're snug at first, but they're going to relax over time, giving you a little bit more room to, say, wear thicker socks if you want to, and wiggle those toes. Like any Redwing boot, there's going to be a break-in period, but these do feel like they might break in faster than my Classic Mocs did, which were in a black prairie leather. Underfoot, the feel is solid. You feel like you're actually standing on something substantial, and I think that's part of the heritage boot feel that Redwing does so well. These have a real outdoorsy hunting boot vibe, and there's something timeless and Americana about the Roughneck. It's rugged without being showy, and it's stylish without being trendy. It's a boot that looks better with wear and time, which is exactly what you want from a heritage piece like these. If you're a fan of boots that look better the more that you wear them, then tap that like button for me. All right, so what about the bad of the Roughnecks? Well, first off, these are not lightweight, comfy, out-of-the-box boots. They've got a good amount of heft thanks to this thick leather and the Vibram sole, but really, let's just be honest, that's part of the heritage boot experience. If you're coming from sneakers or light casual boots, there's definitely an adjustment period if you're gonna get these. And second, like I mentioned before, the break-in. If you own other Red Wings, then you know what I'm talking about here. That rolled collar above the ankle in particular, for me, is going to take a little bit of time to soften up, and it has been really the biggest challenge with the Roughneck, just like it was with my Classic Moc toes. Expect a few days, maybe even a couple weeks before they truly start to feel like they're yours. And definitely wear thicker socks if you want to keep the skin above your ankles while they're breaking in. And finally, while that Vibram sole looks great and it adds versatility, it does make the boot feel just a little bit more like rigid than the wedge sole version. You're going to gain traction, but you lose a little bit of that cushy feel that the traction tread soles give you. You tell me, what's your experience with the rolled collar on Red Wings Moc-toe boots? Let me know down in the comments below. All right, I'm gonna give you my bottom line opinion, but if you're getting some value out of this today, then I wanna invite you to the My Favorite Things free newsletter, where I send out a list of my favorite gear and apparel each month, and I'm gonna leave a link for that down in the description as well. Okay, the bottom line is that the Red Wing Heritage Roughneck boot, and in this one in particular in Briar oil slick leather, is everything you'd want from a classic, all-season, American-made mock-toe boot with a tougher sole, and really I think it gives it a bolder look. It's rugged, it's beautiful, and it's built to last a lifetime. Yes, it takes some breaking in, but once it does, you've got a boot that's as comfortable as it is capable, and one that only looks better the more that you wear it. If you're the kind of guy who loves the Red Wing aesthetic, but wants something with a little bit more grip and durability, the Roughneck is an easy recommendation. It's a true heritage icon with a practical side. In fact, I like these even better than I like my Classic Mocs. There, I said it. And if you want to see my review of the Red Wing Classic Moc, then check out this video here. I want to thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you over in the next video.